This episode is sponsored by NordVPN. Well, hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of making a one-piece stiletto dagger. Blade, guard, handle, pommel, all out of one bit of Damascus. And we're having a good old time trying to use the lathe to turn it and make it neat and straight and square. Time to get back to Sketchtown. Your destination, Sketchtown. All right, here's where we are at. We have taken to the sandpaper and polished up the contours of the handle, but I think it feels a little bit bland. I think it wants a little pizzazz, a little razzmatazz. This thing needs to get groovy. That's not working. Righty, I'm now going to run over to the guard area. Worth noting is it is currently very off-center to what we have turned. So I've got to figure out a way that I can accurately lay out some scribe lines for where the guard needs to go, referencing the rest of this thing. This is about to get pretty western. As if it wasn't dangerous enough in the lathe earlier, I'm gonna put it in this way. Gotta be very, very careful now, because this thing is gonna be spinning around about 1,600 times a minute. So I don't think that anything that I've done in this video, especially not this, should be replicated, because there are ridiculous risks that I have to bear in mind for an extended period of time. That's ridiculous. Oh boy. I'm very nervous about this. Good Lord. I hate this, but I also kind of love it. This is how our guard lugs are looking, and it's making me very, very happy. But what's not making me happy is that I actually picked up a scratch back on the handle that I'd already finished, so we have to put it back in the lathe. You might be wondering, why did I put a little flag on the end of it? Well, I really wanted to know where the end of this was while it was spinning 800 times a minute.
Is that how slow it was spinning? 800 times a minute?
Yeah.
That doesn't even seem that quick.
800 is perfectly fast.
You should have lied and said it was quicker, because it sounds much cooler. Go on, do it again.
All right, it was spinning 40 million times a minute.
When are you going to make it believable? 4,000 times.
The lathe doesn't go that fast. Have you ever considered that you might be vulnerable while browsing the internet? The precious and personal data that you treasure so much could get intercepted by a nefarious hacker. If a hacker intercepted the data that you're sending back and forth to the websites that you browse, who knows what they could get up to? Identity theft, theft, or stolen pictures of your favorite cat. And that's why you need NordVPN, because no hacker wants to destroy their finely handcrafted saw blade while trying to intercept your data. NordVPN encrypts that data, which means that your internet service provider, that hacker, or a nefarious government can't see what you're browsing. The data then gets sent to one of their thousands and thousands of servers in over 60 countries who act as an intermediary between you and the websites you browse. Not only is it good for safety, it's also good for practicality and flexibility. Hey Jamie, you know where we recently went?
Chamonix Mont Blanc?
Yeah, we did. And unfortunately, I don't have much of a taste for French TV, and so, recovering from brutal hikes, I was able to stream the shows I wanted by simply selecting the United Kingdom. Having a VPN really allows you to experience true flexibility on the internet. So go to nordvpn.com/forge, where you're going to get an exclusive deal and 4 bonus months. Check them out at the link below. Let's get back to the video.
Anyway, I haven't filmed anything in about 3 episodes.
Yeah, well, you can be rusty, aren't you, Jamie?
Yeah, I don't even know how this thing works anymore.
Righto, back in the lathe we go. It's actually funny because you actually don't know how the thing works. You're having trouble with it earlier. You're gonna help me pull that. Pull. Pull.
I am.
God, you're not very hard. All right, now push. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Jamie. Hey, I've got a great idea. Why don't you go edit a video? Not to toot the old horn, but honk honk, I'm thrilled to bits. I think this is looking sick. You might be wondering, Alec, you didn't turn that bit of scale. Well, that was that little off-centerness that we kind of had to deal with. When you find out, I can just spill the beans right now. I plan to make a triangular blade on it. When I grind our triangle, that's going to go and disappear, and it'll hopefully look refined and elegant. Do note, this right here, that nubbin is gonna get cut off. Some of the things that I've learned from using the lathe in this manner is it's absolutely brilliant. I was, especially when I was turning these guard lugs, able to take it out, flip it around, take it out, flip it around, and really do a whole lot of kind of like measuring and inspection. And I'm not making an ultra precise part where maybe the in and out could start to have an effect on it. But for this, it was bloody perfect. And I even found towards the end, especially here where we have much deeper little countersinks, for the type of turning we were doing, I didn't even need this. I could just turn it with the pressure of the quill, stick it in there, and there was plenty enough friction for it to do the small cuts we needed. There's some of the good things I've learnt. I also found this in a drawer. That looks bloody identical to that. And so I must have turned between centers before. I have absolutely no recollection of it. And with that, we have to find a way to mark our 60-degree angles without the use of a hex block, because I don't have one.
So you're going to have a spine on one side and flat on the other?
Well, for it to be a triangle, there's going to be 3 corners and 3 flats, because that's how a triangle works, Jamie.
I know that, but is the triangle going to be with the point on this side, or is it going to be with a point on the sides, or what? Like
this, as it currently oriented, the triangle's going to be like that.
So what you're saying is it's going to have a spine on one side and flat on the other way, like I said?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
How do you divide 360 by 3?
120.
120 plus 120 is 240. With those very accurate Sharpie lines, now it's to the grinder to hopefully make some very accurate flats into a triangle. Righto, don't want to go any thinner on the blade portion before heat treats. We've got it rough ground, 120 grit. Quite the challenge grinding a triangle. What I now want to do is a little bit of some of the ornamentation prep on the guard lugs. I want to dish them out, and then maybe make some sort of a little kind of spiky crown feature on there. That's something I've been throwing around in my head. As you can see, there is no drawing I'm working from on this project. In fact, all I'm working from...
Thing is, you normally make a drawing and then don't even reference it anyway.
Exactly, so what's the point of having a drawing if I don't reference it? All I'm working from are proportions. Using the golden ratio, I set out the proportions for the handle relative to the blade, the guard relative to the handle, and the various diameters and swells of the handle. And that's it. The rest is coming as it pleases, which is quite liberating. All I've got to do is see where the metal takes me. Mother!
You're not going to mark that out?
Yeah, mark it out with a file. What I learned from doing that saw project is, Jamie, you really can trust the instincts of the file. Seals are kind of scary. They're like dogs of the water. Like they bite people and stuff.
Why didn't you put a gemstone in the end?
Well, what we're making does look a lot like a gemstone setting, doesn't it?
Why, yes, it does.
There's a potential challenge, which is we have to harden this thing. And setting a gemstone in hardened steel seems like it would be pretty bloomin' tough. Ah! No! There's got to be a way.
Give it a go. Live a little. What's the matter with you?
We need to order some gemstones. No! All right, chuck these bad boys in here so we get ourselves a nice gentle environment for the heat treat. Oh yeah. It's go time, ladies and gentlemen. In she goes. Look. Tell you what, that Damascus pattern was peeking through there as it was getting hot. What do you reckon, Jamie? Is she warped?
Nope.
Ever the optimist. It looks good. It looks really good. Destroyed all my nice surface finishes there. It just looks beautiful. Even just like this, we could call it quits and we'd have a very special little bit of art just right now. It would be a little bit too brittle though, so we've got to temper it. Woo! We've tempered it. 2 hours at 220 Celsius, and then another 2 hours at 220 Celsius.
What's 220 Celsius in?
That's like 400 and something Fahrenheit.
Nobody cares anyway.
Yeah. I used to care once upon a time. We've got to polish it. That was bloomin' hard work trying to polish this up. Goodness gracious. Not yet ready for hand sanding, but it is ready for us to finish the blade. My goal is to try and hollow grind it for no reason other than the glorious aesthetics that a little concavity will give it. Well, found the lifespan of a small wheel attachment, unfortunately. She dared these bearings wear out over time. Hopefully I've got spare. Nope, don't have a spare wheel. We're pooped. All right, we're gonna have to hand sand this baby. But that doesn't mean that this wheel is never gonna be useful. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of hand sanding. This is completely ridiculous. I know I'm gonna be here forever. I've had an idea. Though the bearing has blown up in this, maybe I can gut the bearing from this acceptable small wheel and put those bearings inside of this. Drop that sucker in there. That sucker in there. Oh, I think it's gonna go and bloody well work, isn't it? I think I was probably running the grinder a little bit fast for the small wheels. But these have also lasted many, many years. Oh, it's a good day, Jamie. It's a momentous moment because now I'm gonna cut off our ends and so it will never go in a lathe again. This is the first time that I have held it in my hand with it balancing how it needs to balance. And this is seriously cool. I absolutely love this piece. The next step, I think, is installing some gemstones. We also got potentially a little dash of gold inlay coming up. If you enjoy watching us make this, please gently caress the like button, softly whisper a little subscribe, and be sure to check out today's sponsor, which was NordVPN, at the link in the description.